So your thoughts on the gubernatorial race, with the governor's now?
Yeah. So right now it looks like a classic race where there's an incumbent and the challenger is not very well known. And so Buehler, if he's going to make this work, has got to be known for more than just being from Bend and within the Capitol building. He's run for statewide office before, which I liked because he ran against Kate Brown. So it was KB versus KB, which is always good for symmetry. But he didn't really catch on with the electorate in that race. That race was the year that the Republicans had no nominee for Attorney General or Treasurer. And so there were write-in candidates. And so we found out that you can be a Republican and get 40% of the vote simply by breathing. Buehler only got like 43% of the vote. So he did not do much better than the baseline. And so he's got to become known in the state. And that's a really tough thing to do. Kate Brown is the incumbent, has the natural incumbency edges. She's also in a state that has been pretty consistently voting for Democrats now for about 20 years. And so it looks like she's going to be hard to beat as we move forward. Looking at Buehler's chances, the first test is, does he get a primary opponent? And the Republicans have been really kind of going back and forth on that. We saw in the primary for the governorship in 2016, Pierce won against Alley. Both of them were moderates. Pierce wasn't quite clear about what he was, but he became more moderate as we went along. In other times, we've had conservatives, especially social conservatives, do well in Oregon in the Republican primary. So Buehler, who's actually not just moderate, he looks like an old-fashioned Republican. He looks kind of not quite Bob Packwood, Mark Hatfield, but he's much more centrist than most Republicans are. He's got to watch out and make sure he doesn't get challenged from the right. His biggest foe, if that would have happened, would have been Dennis Richardson, who's already said, I'm out. But what happens if somebody comes in? What Buehler has going for him is his own money. They're making a big deal about how much money he's raised compared to people like Chris Dudley, who almost beat John Kitzhaber in 2010. Buehler's not doing that well at all. He's got to outraise Kate Brown because he needs all that money to introduce himself to the state and then continue to say, and here's why you should vote for me to replace an incumbent governor. So his biggest advantage right now is his own pocketbook, not necessarily his own fundraising.